In this video I talk about why I think the Viper is actually the better car for this week's daily race out at Monza compared to the Corvette. I also share my tuning setup for the Viper. And we'll start off with a straightforward comparison. As you can see, as we're coming towards the end of the elongated straight at Monza here, the Viper's topping out at about 172 miles an hour. And that's one of the main reasons why I think the Viper is the better car. Remember Curva Grande? You don't have to let off at all. 170 miles an hour and you just keep your foot flat to the floor. And as we jump into the Corvette and try that again, you'll see why I think the Viper is the better car. Now, nothing's different, nothing's changed, but as we hit the same area, yes, okay, the Corvette does have a better top speed, it's 5 miles an hour better, but it's not exactly leaving the Viper in its dust. However, the Vette just cannot handle the corner. You have to let off. You go around here, full speed, foot to the floor, you're in the gravel. I don't think I'm being biased and not giving the Corvette a fair chance. I mean, I did actually try and tune it to see if I could get it round the corner, and I just couldn't do it. In this attempt, I had to drop down to 153. And even after a few more tuning attempts, I really couldn't get much more of an improvement. In fact, the best I could do was a minimum speed of 155. Now, that's not slow, but it's 13 miles an hour slower than the Viper. And if you're in a Vette going around the Curva Grande and you're up against a Viper, the Viper's going to have you every time. And now, let's take a look at that tuning guide. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the parts shop and start spending some credits. But I'm not going to read all those out, it's going to be easy for you just to pause it and see what you need. And now onto the actual tuning, specifically aerodynamics, and in this case the front downforce. You want to crank this all the way up, get it right up to 260, that's what's going to help most of all with the cornering. And next is the rear downforce, and you've got a couple of options here. If you're used to rear wheel drive cars, you can drop it down a little bit. I've dropped it down to 350. Just remember, less downforce means less drag means a higher top end speed. If you're not that used to rear wheel drive cars, or you just want to be careful to keep the rear end firmly planted on the tarmac, stick it all the way up to 360. Either way, you'll be fine. And next we'll look at the weight of the vehicle, because remember there's a 1,300 kilogram limit on this rate. It must be above that. You may think, well, why did we lighten the car? Well, that's quite simple. Cars with weight reduction tend to be better balanced, and so you're better off lightening the entire car, and then if you need to up the weight to hit a minimum weight restriction, then just add ballast. It works out a lot better doing it that way. And as you can see, we needed to add 102 kilos of weight to the Viper to bring it up to the weight limit. I've also moved it one position forward. Now you can leave that neutral if you like. I just moved it forward because personally I like the front end of the car to be very responsive. Next we'll look at the suspension, and I've only adjusted a couple of things here. First of all, the body height adjustment. I've lowered that down to 99 at the front and 100 at the rear. Now, the lower the car, the better it's going to be in the corners. There's going to be less body roll. And having the front slightly lower than the rear will simply help out with the cornering a little bit more. And next we want to have a look at the toe angle for the front wheels. Now I have a negative camber or negative angle on here. All that means is if it's negative, the front wheels point outwards, and that is going to give you better traction, better stability in the corners. And lastly we come to power. Now in this race there's a 443 brake horsepower limit, and believe me, I tried just about every combination of ECU and power restrictor I could think of, and the best I could get is 442. But hey, that's only one brake horsepower short, and to be honest, it obviously didn't make any difference. And to get that magic 442 bhp, you need to set your output adjustment to 71 and your power restrictor to 87, and you're good to go. And with all the tuning done, I guess it's only fair that we see the Viper go round the Curva Grande one more time. For more great videos like this one, just follow this link. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.